This study seeks to look beyond forms of overt violence and instead looks at structural violence generated and sustained by political and economic relations and processes, and their intersection with gender, caste, and class oppression. For this purpose, the study examines these phenomena through a case study of women beedi rollers in Vettikadu. Women in Vettikadu have been rolling beedis for over 50 years. The system of subcontracting and working outside the formal system within the confines of their homes allows the company to escape from its obligations such as minimum wages, welfare benefits, insurance, pensions, and prevents collective bargaining. It can be argued that the entire operation is state-sanctioned, as the exploitation of women's labor within the private space of the home, characterized as informal work, does not even fall within the frame of regulation applied to a public space like a factory, however weak in letter and implementation the latter is. Extensive documentation from India provides evidence of the many health hazards associated with the sedentary positions of work and the constant exposure to tobacco, which can lead to high incidence of tuberculosis, mycosis, cancer, skin problems, and other complaints. Continuous beedi rolling leads to the absorption of high doses of nicotine directly through the skin, and the risk is even more prominent in the case of children, since most of the rolling is carried out in homes in close proximity to where children live, eat, and sleep. Despite these identified health hazards, workers are not even given protective masks and gloves by the company or the middlemen. Though some workers see the value of covering their noses and mouths with a piece of cloth, they choose not to do so because it causes discomfort. In a post-war context, the male folk who are predominantly fishermen were either killed and some disappeared or injured, leaving behind mothers, sisters, children, and wives without a steady source of income. Even where the men do remain, as the income from fishing is not guaranteed or regular, women have resorted to alternate forms of income generation or borrowing. While an overwhelming majority of women in Vettikadu are engaged in making beedi, a few women go further afield. Barring a handful who are employed in the state sector, the rest of the women are in the informal and self-employed sector in Jaffna town. Not only is their work precarious and wages or profits low, they are constantly exposed to the risk of violence. In the jobs available to women in places like textile shops and pharmacies, women face various forms of exploitation and harassment behind the counter or at the place of work. The terms and conditions of employment are severe. No proper breaks or facilities, including toilets. Absence of contracts, leave, and statutory welfare benefits, and low wages that are often not paid in full or on time. The women workers also said that they are generally paid much less than their male counterparts. Men get around 1,500 rupees a day. Women are paid as little as 600 rupees. The women also reported that caste is an unwritten element of hiring practices. They said that some textile shops hire poorer women from lower castes, as it provides the employers greater room for exploitation. What this study highlights is the lack of economic and spatial control these women have, resulting in them having to make a choice between the unsafe outside and the relative safety inside the village through engaging in beedi rolling or other home-based activities, allowing them to engage in their routine household activities and caring functions for which there is a gendered burden to be borne.